Mary Eric, these announcements came one after the other, a flurry to try to keep up with. And here at the home of the Seahawks and Sounders, this all goes into effect starting September 19th. We have seen some pushback in the form of comments on social media, but fans we tracked down in person today tell us that they're on board with this game plan. If you can't tell,
I just love them all.
This is a family that loves football.
I want to see Russell play.
As for which team, that's pretty easy to see.
Today is a great day to be a Seahawks fan.
Terry Fletcher and her 88-year-old mother, Bonnie, have been season ticket holders since 1992. Itching to get back in the stands, they're both ecstatic that Lumen Field will now require proof of a COVID-19 vaccine or a negative test ahead of the home opener in less than 2 weeks.
Oh, it makes all the difference in the world, because I'll know the people sitting around me are either vaccinated or negative.
We love our Hawks, but we sure don't want to die for them.
The same goes for the Sounders. The club saying with the pandemic still in play, it's the right move to make.
We're all vaccinated, but, right now with the Delta variant, you just don't know what to do.
Doug Smith tells me with this news, he and his family will be back to catch Saturday's match.
I haven't been in a stadium at a live sporting event in I don't know how long.
Just down the road, should the Mariners make the much-anticipated postseason, fans would need to be vaccinated there, too. And back at Lumen Field, if season ticket holders can't meet the new requirements, they can only transfer, sell, or donate their tickets, as no refunds will be made available.
Yeah, Mary, and that key word is accommodation. Now, what the state workers are going to be voting on, and eventually the city of Seattle workers will be voting on, is this agreement where basically it says an employer has to accommodate that unvaccinated exempt employee with some sort of job where they're not exposing or can be exposed to the COVID virus.
Seattle police deal with people face-to-face every day. So do firefighters, ferry workers, and the State Patrol.
We do have direct contact that you can't avoid. You can't telecommute and being a trooper.
But if you're any state or city of Seattle worker, you face termination if you're not vaccinated by October 18th, unless you're granted a medical or religious exemption, which in an email to 11,000 City of Seattle employees says are moral and ethical beliefs as to what is right and wrong, which are sincerely held with the strength of traditional religious views. And social and political or economic philosophies or personal preferences are not considered religious beliefs. At the State Patrol, each exemption case will be handled individually.
We're taking every request for an exemption seriously, and authentically, and individually. So there's no carte blanche decision one way or the other.
But even if an employee is granted an exemption from vaccination, there's no guarantee they'll keep their job. The key word in these agreements is accommodation. The employer must accommodate, and the employee agree to a job that protects others. The city of Seattle telling its employees an accommodation will not be granted if it is unreasonable, if it poses a direct threat to health and or safety of others in the workplace, or if it creates an undue hardship. In language being voted on today by 46,000 unionized state workers, it says in the event an accommodation is not available for an employee with an approved medical or religious exemption, they will be subject to non-disciplinary separation. The State Patrol is down 85 troopers in a staff of 1,100. Troopers have a face-to-face job that would be hard to accommodate doing something else.
It's too early in this to try to be prognosticating how many, but even one or a handful or a few would be an impact.
The new outdoor mask mandate in King and Pierce counties is going to affect large events like pro sports, outdoor concerts, and fairs.
It also includes high school football games. KOMO's Keith Eldridge is live in Puyallup tonight, where they're getting ready to return to Friday Night Lights. Keith?
Absolutely. In fact, the Puyallup High School football team is out on the practice field right now here at Spark Stadium. The stands are empty because it's practice time, but later this week they'll be filled with fans who will all have to be masked up.
I feel it's necessary because, I respect science and feel it's just respectable that others kind of need the mask so we don't all get sick and get to go to school because school is important to me.
Patrick Coates and many of his fellow Puyallup High School football players are on board with the Pierce and King County's mandate to have masks for any outdoor event 500 people and larger. But it's not including the players, so they can keep them off.
It's nice because with the mask on, it's hard to breathe, and you're out there running.
But screaming and yelling for your favorite team is just part of the fun of going to the game. What is mask wearing going to do to that?
You can't really be screaming as loud, I guess. You can't express your opinions as well, but then at the same time, keeping people safe is always important, so.
Yeah, I mean, people used to do a bunch of like face paint and like go crazy with Spirit, but now about that, they won't get that chance, I suppose, but it is for safety, so I agree with her on that one.
You think that'll hurt the atmosphere? Because I know a lot of people love to yell and scream for their favorite team.
Yeah, no, I think that, coming off of last year, the last school year, everybody's excited to be back out, to be able to gather in a community space, cheer on their teams.
Pierce and King County mandates started today, but the big events are a few days away, including high school football, and then the big events such as the Mariners, Seahawks, and Sounders.
Anything that we can do to stop the spread of the new variant, anything we do for public health, it's a small price to pay. I don't think it's a lot to ask.
And as far as enforcement, that's going to be on a case-by-case basis, but I'm told that at every stadium and every entrance, there will be extra masks that are going to be handed out to everybody who comes if they need one. And away teams that are from different counties are definitely going to be told that here in Pierce County and in King County, you got to mask up when you're in the stands. Now, what is the potential for this all going on through a statewide mandate? We'll have that for you tonight at 6. Live in Puyallup, Keith Eldridge, KOMO News.
All right, Keith, thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for checking out our YouTube page. I'm meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell from the KOMO Weather Team. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for additional news from the Seattle area and Western Washington. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't ever miss our YouTube updates.